Hello, you guys. I'm actually going live in two different places. So just in case those that didn't see that we had to switch over to the new event, in case you are here, well, here am I. So glad to see you here at the cooking event. So why cooking? Why all of this? Well, I think it's important for you to know that this is really about being healthy. It's about trying to create something better for yourself, for your kids, getting them prepped a little bit better. I feel like we are in this kind of like strange place in our lives that so many people are just not understanding what is, what to do in these whole ideas with cooking and creating and making things healthy and fast. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a Mexican cooking class. And so I love this. Everything that I need here pretty much was very affordable, as well as being able to modify it for my desires and for my Paleo Vegeo life. And everything else we're going to get out of this Mexican kit. And so what's great about this Mexican kit is that it comes with all of these recipes. You can modify. Today we're going to be doing the easy fajitas. And how I'm modifying it is for my family, I'm going to do some shrimp. And for myself, I'm going to do portobello mushrooms. So I think that that's going to be fun. So I'll leave that right out here. We're also going to need my favorite spice, which is pico. I put this in everything, and it's a little bit spicy, which I will remember for my husband, because when I put that and the guacamole and some jalapenos in stuff earlier this week, he was like, oh, that is spicy, babe. Fajita spices, which we're going to have. And then we're not going to use this today, but it does have a nacho cheese spice. So I'm going to put this right aside over here. And since life is short, let's make dessert first, okay? I'm really excited about doing this. So I see that Tina's here. Hello, Tina. Good to see you here. I'm excited for you launching as one of our folks who's going to be, doing all of this with us. Going throughout the nation, we're getting a tribe together to go ahead and cook with us. So what we're going to start with is we are going to start with, I've got this, hold on one second. There we go. I've got that light to help out the laptop, but it was shining on me and I was like, holy moly, that's really hot. Okay, so we're going to start with chocolate pudding. So what's in the chocolate pudding? See that teeny tiny list? That's the ingredient list. Teeny tiny, not all of this, teeny tiny. So it's made with coconut palm sugar and cocoa powder, sea salt, and food starch. That's it. So how do we make that? Gotta get our bowl. And I wouldn't recommend this, but I didn't grab my scissors. So I'm going to use my very sharp knife to cut my powder open. And so what's really great about this is that your kids can go ahead and just make this pudding by themselves. So, I mean, how much easier does that get? Now, I don't do dairy, so we're not going to be doing any dairy. This will be vegan pudding. And we're going to go ahead and put our chocolate powder into our bowl. Chocolate powder into the bowl. And then we're going to add in non-dairy milk, and it is 2 cups. So I'm going to grab my whisk. I also didn't grab my whisk. So I'm going to get my whisk here. And I'm going to just start whisking this up. I mean, you know, it doesn't get a lot simpler than that. And this is really sugar conscious for those that want something healthy, because who doesn't want something a little more healthy? Now you could look at most of your store-bought pudding mixes, and whether they are vegan or not, they contain a ton of artificial colors and generally artificial flavors. So they might be made with red 40, yellow 5, blue 1. There's so much that could be in there. Now you could take this pudding and you could go ahead and use it with like a homemade custard, right? You could do a twist on making it into fudgesicles. And I mean, so many other things you could do. And I'm just adding my non-dairy milk in a little bit at a time. So you can see, I'm going to show you guys. It's already kind of like pudding. Now we're going to make a twist on this because we are doing Mexican cooking, right? So I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon into my pudding. And I've got this really cool gadget that has my tablespoons and teaspoons and all of that measuring on it. So that's pretty fantastic, right, guys? Isn't that great? So I'm going to mix in my cinnamon for our dill. Now, if you were doing this, like let's say you were one of our tribe and you were making this at an event, you wouldn't be cooking it at all. You would have those that came to learn to cook, cooking it. All right, so that's all of my non-dairy milk. I'm going to mix the last of it in here. And now we have this really, really creamy pudding. I actually had a bowl sitting in my fridge. That's a trick. If you put the bowl in your fridge to cool it down a little bit before you put the pudding in it, it will help to get that pudding colder quicker. So I'm going to get my spatula here in a second. I want to get every last bit out of my whisk. Because it's so good. That is delightful. Okay, let me get a spatula here. And I'm going to get the very last drop of this pudding out. And so can you imagine, like, instead of your kids eating garbage, they want to come home and they want some pudding. They can make this for themselves. It's really easy. and it's really quick. And so since it's so fast, it's less likely that they are going to turn around and eat something that's unhealthy, right? Because we don't want them eating a bunch of sugar. And once kids know how much sugar they're eating, they usually don't want to eat it. Like we don't give them enough credit. We do not give them enough credit. Okay, so I'm going to take this yummy chocolate pudding and I'm going to chill it. So there, we've already gotten through making our very first item. So this next recipe goes from what they call raw to ready in just 20 minutes. This recipe called for chicken. Even though I don't eat it, I'm not a fan of it, so I just didn't get it. So I am doing shrimp. So what we want in here is we want our items that we are going to, I've got a steamer. This steamer can go into your oven. It can go into your microwave. It just depends on what your preference is. So I'm going to start with, to make it easier, normally you would have people slice your stuff up, but since we're not doing it that way, I'm going to start by just putting my peppers in here and my onions. See? I'm going to put them in here into my steamer. And then I am going to add a tablespoon of my fajita mix. Now, my fajita mix has in it chili powder, salt, garlic, onion, mustard flour, black pepper, lemon, cayenne pepper. So really, really tasty. So I'm going to add this in. I don't have it open. Let me open that a little bit more. I did have it kind of open, just not all the way open. Okay. So I'm adding a teaspoon. All right. And then to that, I am adding the shrimp. Now, some of those that follow the Paleo Vegeo are pescatarian. That's why I decided to do the shrimp today as well. And then also not to torture my family with having to be vegan with me when they do not like it. And so I'm going to shake it up in there a little bit. And then I'm going to put in my steamer insert on top. Put that guy down in there. Because for myself, I'm doing portobello mushrooms. And so I'm going to put my portobello mushrooms across the top here. And then I'm actually going to do a tiny bit more of my fajita mix for myself. I'm just going to sprinkle it on here. I'll show you in a second. Just a little. See, spice doesn't scare me. I love spice. I actually burned my taste buds off at one point. So there we have it. We have all those portobellos on top of all the peppers and everything else. And we have our lid. And now we're going to stick it into our microwave. You could also stick it into your oven if you wanted to. We're going to stick it into our microwave for about 7 minutes. Okay, so easy peasy. So the steamer is a food grade silicone steamer, and so it will help lock in the vitamins from all of that nutrition that we're doing, and it'll keep the minerals in there, and we can steam it without water or oil, so we're not losing all of that. And there's also fewer dishes for cleanup, for prep, for mix when you cook in a steamer, which I really love. Oh, I know what else I forgot to grab. These are the coolest silicone tong grabbers. They came in my kit. The kit is amazing. It was $150 and I got about $500 worth of stuff. And so you can grab, like if you're prepping for people, you can grab and put stuff on plates. I do have here, I will show you. They're a little stickier than normal tortillas. I've got gluten-free tortillas, and you can pretty much find those anywhere nowadays. The entire line of the Epicure products are gluten-free, and they are also nut-free, and they are non-GMO. 90% of everything is certified by the Non-GMO Verified Project, and they are not irradiated, which means that you're actually getting the nutrition. And I think that that is really important. You can use this steamer for so many things. I made my husband's birthday cake with it. You can make gluten-free chocolate brownies, put in the oven, safe for up to 425 degrees. And you know that when you're making something, like when you're making these fajitas, if you love fajitas, which is kind of a really mainstay, like a fajita bowl, things like that, for those of us that are vegan. And this stuff, fajita mix, is usually really high in sodium. It usually has like weird fake colors in it, and maltodextrin and MSG. It's just not good. So I love that that's good. It's good stuff. So let's see, we have 4 minutes left. So what else we have? Oh, we need to make guacamole. So if you have an avocado and it's not ripe, you can wrap it in foil and put it in your oven for 10 minutes. Make sure it's not crappy foil. Again, we're doing this to be healthy, right? For 10 minutes until it's soft. And we're making fresh salsa. And so with your fresh salsa, fresh is best. So we're going to go ahead and make that. So I need my citrus press, and I need my avocado. See, there's my avocado. And I need my guacamole seasoning. And so we are going to, let's see, it should be right on here. How do I make it? Here, I'm going to put my lid back on. Isn't that great that the instructions are right on here? So mash 2 ripe avocados and combine with 3 tablespoons of dip mix and a splash of lime juice. You could also combine it with vegan sour cream or regular sour cream or yogurt. Or you can use it to season your eggs, which I do my vegan eggs all the time, white rice, seafood. So what have you. So we said, how much did we just say? My brain, 3 tablespoons. I think I'm going to do 1.5 because I think I don't have as much as they have, and it is spicy. I'm going to let you take a good look in there. Do you see all that good stuff? Do you see all that good stuff? It makes me salivate just smelling it. So then I have my lime. I'm going to roll it a little bit, get it going. And here's the thing is that you can always add more spice if it's not spicy enough, but you can't take it away if it's too spicy. So see how clean that came? Love this knife. This is a hand wash knife. Do not put it in your dishwasher. Okay, so lime, lemon, put it facing down so that you don't squirt yourself in the face. See how great that is? Now what I'm going to do with my lime, I'm going to put it down my garbage disposal because it actually will make it smell really good. And it's an organic lime, so I'm not too worried about excess weirdness. Now, part of what this lime juice is doing is it's rehydrating all of that good stuff that we are putting into this avocado. Look at that. Look at that. All the juice. We got all the juice. And then you get a spoon. Now, I don't do guacamole because of my latex allergy. But why shouldn't everyone else enjoy it? I actually made this same recipe. I used zucchini. I made some zucchini and mashed it down with my food processor, and I made zucchini guac, and it was really, really good. Okay, so here, do you see that? Lovely guacamole. Smells really good. I really do love using that as my vegan eggs. I put that in as well as the pico because, well, I'm a nut bar and that's how I roll. And I love these little silicone topper cups. So these cups will fit into right into your cup holder in your car, and it's not going to come out. And so you can put treats in, and you can put it in the cup holder for your kids or for your own snacks. I love that. So I'm going to put this over here with my chips. Now we're going to make our salsa. So for our salsa, so 2 tablespoons mixed into 1 cup of diced tomatoes and a splash of lime juice, which I actually just used all of my lime, but I've got a lemon. Who says you can't mix things up? It's your kitchen. It's your food. Do it as you like. So you can also customize your salsa. You can blend in beans, or you can do like fresh or frozen fruit. You could do mango. You could do berries. You could do pineapple. You can season it. It's going to be great. So I'm going to slice this. I'm going to tilt you guys, if I can tilt you down. Let's see if I can do that. Just for a minute so that you can see just how this is fantastic. And this blade goes all the way through to the end so that it's not going to be damaged, but you should hand wash it, put it back in its holder. If you put it into the dishwasher, there's a chance you could cut off your tip, and then you don't want to do that. So let me grab one more bowl. The only thing I can say about glass bowls is that they are much harder to actually maintain, right? Like, you can't store them as easily as you can store everything else. So I wanted a little more of a salsa, not so much of a pico. So I'm only doing some actual diced up tomatoes. I'm also doing some crushed. You can do it again however you desire. Lemon. Face down. We got all of it out. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of our pico. And this is spicy, so you could adjust it as you desire. And then this is going to sit and kind of rehydrate. So I will let it sit for a minute. Okay, so we've got that done. You could actually mix the guacamole mix or the pico with some butter or coconut oil and make a really amazing like topper for your vegetables, for your, if you make popcorn, which paleo we usually stay away from it because it's very GMO, but you could use it for that. Let's check on. Ooh, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, so good. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now, it does all look done. I tend to like my veggies a little bit more cooked. I'm going to put it in for just another minute. So we have right here the stovetop version. If you wanted to do the stovetop version, you've got different instructions, how long. So creating this by their book, the 4 servings that you would get from this, the cost per serving, and that is prepared recipe per the label of everything for the easy fajitas. You're looking at $2.60 per serving. Now, if you're doing something like HelloFresh, you're paying $9 or more generally per serving. It's just crazy how they get us. Now, I want to make one more thing, and I'm actually going to go, I'm going to go to the Epicure website. So I'm going to go here to their website. I'm going to move you back up here. There you go. There you go. And I'm going to make, they have a three bean salad. So I'm going to do their 3-bean salad, because what you need for the 3-bean salad is your beans. You could do corn. I'm not going to do any corn. Green onions. And then you have some tomatoes, canned or fresh. I'm going to use some of my salsa I just made. A little bit of juice. And I'm going to actually use my lemon instead of orange juice, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and the nacho cheese mix. So let me grab, where's my other bowl? Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me show you how simple this is going to be. I'm going to strain first. And what's great is we've got stuff sitting in the steamer. I don't have to worry about if it's going to burn. It's just sitting there. I've got my tiny little colander. I'm rinsing my beans. Now, normally, if you were doing a Mexican class, you wouldn't do this, but I'm trying to show you just how quickly you can do some meal prep while you're cooking for your family. So now I'm going to rinse my black beans. I always rinse them even though I'm getting like a really good quality, just to get whatever preservative they may have used out of it. And then we have kidney beans. Now, if you follow me on Paleo Vegeo, you know that I pretty much decided early on that there was a lot of hooey with the idea of beans. And so, you know, personal preference. If they do not suit you, they do not suit you. But for me, I have found that they are fine, and I am not worried about the phytic acid and how it's going to affect my iron stores, because when I was following strict, like Whole30 processes, my iron was garbage. Serious garbage. Okay, so there's my washed little guy. I'm gonna mix that up into there. Now, also, why use apple cider vinegar? Well, if you get the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it, it actually has an ability to break down the glyphosate. I don't know if you knew that. Zach Bush, I'm a very big fan of. He tuned me into that. We're going to do a tablespoon of this vinegar. And I'm going to wipe it out. Because I'm going to get our nacho cheese. Now, if you're vegan, you don't want to use the nacho cheese. If you're vegetarian and you have done a vegan, like sort of reset of your body, you are fine with it. I want my husband to eat more fiber, so this will be mostly for him. All right. Mix that baby in there. And let me grab this pico. And I'm going to show you, see how good that looks. That salsa. I'm going to put some of that salsa in there. I'm going to split it up. So we've got some over here for our Mexican food. And we've got some over here for the next week's beans, so that he can add some yummy stuff to his meals. Get a little extra fiber for that microbiota. And this will store in the fridge for several days, so he is good to go. So, 3-bean salad, all ready to go. So, all ready. I'm just going to store it over here for a minute. All right. There is your fajita. I'm going to move my seasonings over here. And get my bowl. Now, we've lived in a mixed house forever, so I don't have a problem with sharing my plate here with them, or having it cooked together. Am I at risk of getting some shrimp juice? I am. Do I really care about that so much? No. I'm not eating it. I am cooking it. It's just how it is. And that's how it goes. So do you have any questions? Let's see. Okay, so, oh yeah. The avocado, how long is it good for? I don't know. It's going to be gone so quick in your house. I don't even know how long it's going to take, which is really quite funny. I hate wearing this apron, but I'm trying not to get too messy, but it makes my shirt like ride up. So as you can see, completely done. I mean, it would have taken a couple more minutes if I cooked it on the stovetop, maybe. I would have had to watch it a little bit more closely, but it really comes down to preference. We don't irradiate in a microwave, which is a real misconception. We use radio waves, and the waves kind of are what moves things around, but it's no worse for you than your cell phone. And yet we use our cell phones. So I didn't put any water in this. You can see all of that. Here is your whole meal to go in your fajitas. We have our crackers and salsa. You could obviously do chips. Here is our salsa. Here is our guacamole. You also, while you were doing this, could have prepped some frozen fruit bags and put it aside, and then you would have had smoothies. Your smoothie bowls would have been all ready to go. We do have, I've got one left. We do have a vegan protein blend. What I really like about it is that it is not the way that it has been created. It is got hardly anything in it, so it's heat resistant. I think I wrote down something I wanted to share, so you can cook it, with it, and it won't lose the nutrients. I write notes everywhere. The salsa, your pico gets stronger as it sits, so be aware of that. You could actually use these spices and marinate your tofu if you wanted to, or add it. I've added it to the Beyond meat. The fajita seasoning is the most mild, and then there's actually a taco seasoning, and that's the next step up, and then the pico is more spicy. You can use the actual taco packet if you're trying to cook something up that you want to be a little bit thicker. You could make some dressings. And like I know, I wrote down all the notes that I wanted to tell you. I think your salsa will last for 8 to 10 days in the fridge. And then, where's my other note? I know I had another page of notes. Oh, yes. Okay, so pea, rice, hemp, it's heat stabilized, so you don't kill any of the nutrients if you cook with it. It's great for, baking if you do the Epicure crumble for breakfast, or hero cookies. You could add that in. You can just sub it for a little bit of flour when you're cooking or baking anything. Like if you're baking cookies, just sneak a little bit in. You'll get a little more fiber. You can add it for pancakes. Also, we have a cocoa acai. And if you take that and add it to sun butter, you will have the most amazing Nutella without all of the junk that you get in Nutella, which is really fantastic. You can use it for coffee instead of creamer. It's really great. It has iron, it has fiber, it has antioxidants. And you could just mix it with a little bit of, non-dairy milk in the afternoon to give yourself a little bit more nutrition. The super greens are definitely a little more green. Those have the matcha powder and spirulina. You can make a green goddess dressing for your vegetables with that. You can also use it to make St. Patrick's Day pancakes. It does have a little bit stronger green flavor. So consider that. One thing we didn't make with this today that we will make another time is the summer berry dip. So the summer berry is so good. Let me show you how good the summer berry is. Do you see how little bit is left? There's barely any left. That's how good the summer berry is. Can you wonder what I like? That's what's left of my pico. I have a few things I love, don't I? So anyway, you can add it to yogurt, and so you'll get, if you add it to the non-dairy, like the big container, then you're going to end up with like 6 grams of sugar complete, compared to 11 grams in your average 1/4 cup yogurt cup that you buy at the store. You can mix it up with yogurt and with your homemade Nutella, and then you can eat that with apples. Great snack for the kids to take to school. You also can take it and make it into pink lemonade. You can add it to frosting when you're icing the cake. So that's a really great idea if you are, just trying to come up with some more ideas for the kids. In next month, so we launch on the 20th. That's when the US can start getting all of these goodies. And on the 9th of September, we're going to start our challenge. It is the Good Food Real Results Challenge. And it's based on a program that they created where you are going to have, all the recipes are perfectly portioned. So if I can show you, I'll show you a recipe here. So if you're building your own soup, okay, so you're building your own soup, you can see the colors right here. So you've got your base, which you could do your vegetable broth, right? You don't have to do, they do have a chicken broth. You can do your vegetable broth. You can do your protein, which could be lentils, right? And your amount of protein, you can do for your veggies. You could do, if you're doing lentils, you can now do cauliflower, yellow peppers, and chopped spinach. And you have veggies. You're going to do your complex carbs. Choose what complex carbs you want. You could do, I know it says on here quinoa, but who says you can't do complex carbs? Add a little sweet potato in there and thicken it up, make it a thicker soup. Then you have your healthy fat. And now you've got a completely well-rounded meal, and it's perfectly portioned. And so that's the goal, is that you're going to go through and you're going to start learning how to portion properly. And there's 100 recipes in here. I like to call this the cookbook. And when you get it, you're going to get all of these goodies, whether you You can get just the cookbook. You can get the full kit, which will come with this. It will come with your vegetable broth. It will come with a bunch of seasonings that I have shared. I'll share that in the Nourished Revolution group. And then you can see, what's out there for you. Okay. We have, what time is it? Let's see. Well, maybe I should put on my glasses, right? Oh, we've got 3 minutes. So I'm going to show you just how easy this is. I have coconut yogurt. I'm actually going to split this in half. And because I am, where did I just put my clean, did I clean it? I thought I cleaned it. Where is it at? Did I stick it underneath here? I did. I did. I'm not going to use, so you would use normally 2 tablespoons. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon between the 2. Now, once your kids have had this, they're never going to go back. See, look how pink that is. Do you see how pink that is? Now I have 2 days worth to put into the fridge of strawberry, yummy strawberry yogurt. I could use it as just a yogurt. I can use it as a dip, and I can use it with some fruit. And of course, there is your pudding. Do you see? It's not moving. It's pudding. An entire meal. In an hour, we have made an entire meal that will feed an army, plus some stuff to put aside for some meal prep. All healthy, all fantastic and yummy. And what more could you ask for? So I highly recommend that when we launch on the 20th, that you join in with my little launch party. You will have 5 days to go ahead and place your order with myself or with one of the amazing people that I have connected with to launch this deal. And then I think I'm going to do something crazy. I think I'm going to offer for everyone that places an order with myself or one of my Nourished Revolution teammates, I am going to offer you a 30-minute free consult. And it can be whatever kind of consult you desire. It can be with the wellness consult. It can be a quantum biofeedback consult. Whatever you desire, I'm going to put it out there, that I'm going to open that up. I'm going to support that. And I hope that that's something that you will love and that will make you excited to jump in here and grab some of this. There is everything under the sun imaginable that you can get from this organization. There is so much wonderful nutrition, and it is just good for us to learn to cook and to, be with family and get your kids cooking. And so There, look. Oh, I only spilled a tiny bit on myself. You guys, that's what it's all about when you have boobs. 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 So there you have it. So I hope you've enjoyed the cooking class. I hope you had a lot of fun. It was a fun, quick hour. We did a lot of items. This would be fantastic. This will be more than one meal for my family. And I think that for most families it would be. And why not? It's yummy. So thanks so much. I hope you loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. I will try to get this more information out there. And I think we're going to sit down. I'm going to have some portobello mushroom fajitas and a little bit of salsa, and then followed up with some chocolate pudding, because why not? So love you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.